match, actually.
Yes.
His team.
Absolutely. Anyway, we've got another game. It's launched. We're in. Welcome, everybody, to Game 10 between Viper and DauT for their best of 21. And look at that scoreline. DauT is closing in. 6-3 currently for Viper. And DauT is going to be trying to get himself another victory here as we see a pretty classic match, actually. Indians versus Malay. Malians, sorry. What am I talking about? Malay.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to a game on Arabia, the old bread and butter of Age of Empires, I would say. DauT picking the Indians, who we saw in Escape events really do well on Arabia. Viper going with Malians here. What strikes me right off the bat is that the Viper is crammed up against the back of the map. He can wall himself in pretty easily, but he would be walling pretty much everything out. Viper can have safe berries and safe wood, but I don't really love his position, but yeah, I'm sure he'll be fine with this. DauT taking the Indians, I think that's a pretty easy and safe call for him. Often we see players as Indians go up a little early, add in some scouts. Back resources for DauT should be a pretty good, easy, playable map for him. But I'd love to hear what your thoughts are, my friend.
I think that DauT's map, as you say, does have the back resources, but he will have a hard time walling it off because the tree lines are quite far away from his town center. And aside from that tree line to the left, the rest of it is a little open. So it is nice with the fact that, okay, the resources are in the back. It should be easier to protect, but it's still fairly open on the right. And as you say, if you look over to Viper's map, absolutely. He has got easy walls, but he will end up having to wall some resources out if he does take those easy walls. So we'll see how this develops, but obviously non-mirror matchups, and this is what I'm really enjoying actually about this series so far, probably more than anything else at the moment, is just the fact that we've got quite a few non-mirror matches, which is always interesting to me because you get to see the dynamics between two different civs rather than just seeing mirror civs over and over and over. Now, obviously, we've seen quite a lot of Malians. We've obviously seen quite a lot of the Indians, and we know that these two civs are two of the stronger civs out there right now on this map. The Indians, of course, just a safe choice, as you said. They are very comfortable to play with. Their eco bonus never lets them down. It never fails them. But I do feel like the Malians may have the edge in this matchup just because their unique unit does give them something that's very viable and very good at dealing with camels, which is what the Indians are super good at. And I think that the Malians as well, obviously their eco bonus, the 15% less wood cost on all buildings, is another type of bonus that never lets you down. Wood is arguably the most important resource in the game.
Yeah, it's absolutely going to be an interesting match here. I'm watching Viper doing a nice little bit of boar blocking to get his villager back home safely with his second boar. I doubt as Indians 3 villagers on wood, I would guess that this is a scout build, which probably doesn't surprise very many people. Viper with 3 vills on wood early, probably thinking about something similar. Mr. Viper is having a bit of trouble with that second boar, but he will get it under the TC and done. Viper seems to be walling up the front hatch of his base for now. Scouting seems to be Viper just now coming forward. DauT was pushing deer and getting a little extra food early on. So far, so good. Both players on 17 villagers, absolutely in sync on timing. Not even a 1 second advantage for either player at the moment.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, sometimes you're going a little bit robot for me. I'm just wondering if we could maybe consider going to TeamSpeak.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, give me just a sec. I'm gonna load up TeamSpeak now, and I'll give you the information to the room. Let me just see if that's available. Bear with us a moment, guys. Here, just the robot thing it's minor, but it's probably best if we can stop it. And I think TeamSpeak might be the answer. Okay, so if you join my room, I'll send you the password on Discord.
Alrighty, sounds good.
And I'll see you there.
All right.
Okay, so hopefully we're going to stop this issue with the lag as we do catch the first little bit of action. We've not missed too much, so I figured we'd do it at the start of the game so that we can... yeah, actually, did I give him the right information here? It's the... there you are.
Hello.
Okay, I just realized I didn't tell you that it was the Verbally TeamSpeak. I'm like, I'll see you on TeamSpeak, and you could just be thinking, well, I've got the room password, but I don't know which server he's on. I guess you'd assume.
I got it figured out. I'm going to turn up your volume a bit, and then I'm ready to rock and roll.
Great. I'm going to turn you down just a little bit.
Oh,
Aww.
that's hurtful.
Shucks. But we've not missed anything in the game so far. We are, however, starting to see some action here as Viper will move forward with 3 militia and his scout. And of course, he's expecting DauT to go for the fast feudal scouts. And he knows, well, what's faster than fast feudal scouts? Well, militia and a drush. He's going to try and delay the stable, but DauT should be able to put the stable down here and protect his villagers with his town center, building it nice and close, making a choke point with that tree. And Viper's drush may do nothing at all here.
Yeah, just taking a moment to catch up with you. I'm watching the Viper's drush coming across the screen. No wolves in the path of Mr. Viper. And I will be caught up in just a moment. Looks like DauT was able to wall his mill in. We'll get his stable down. And is probably pretty happy to see that the Viper is drushing, since he can wall himself up pretty easily and protect nicely. DauT with a nice double lumber camp wood line to the left of his base, which is pretty safe and pretty happy for him. First couple scouts will come out. DauT will get overwhelming numbers and should push this back easily. Viper won't get a ton of damage done with his drush, but he will be walled in behind it. You can see back in the Viper's base, he's palisaded himself in, and he will house wall behind those palisades. So Viper buying a bit of time to protect his eco.
Yeah, DauT's villagers, they can protect themselves with a palisade, but he can also attack with his scouts. He's actually going to take this fight. I'm surprised. Normally you just ignore it and go for the counter attack, but he's fed up of having to repair that palisade wall, and he's going to send his villagers out to attack. Now that they've done enough walling. He'll chase down these militia. They won't be able to fight. And Viper, of course, not doing the men-at-arms upgrade. It's just free and easy kills for DauT here. Until, of course, the Spearman comes along. Has something to say about that. But like you say, Viper has walled up. But earlier on, you mentioned that he would have to wall the resources out of his base. And that is the case. There's that gold mine on the left side, very exposed. And instead, he's taking the gold on the right by building a wall further forward to wall off the front, which is a nice, smart move by Viper there. Kind of recognizing that actually my second and third gold positions are much safer and easier for me to gather. I'll just get those instead.
Yeah, the Viper seems to be in a safe place. There's just one opening into or out of the Viper's base, and he's actually running back to that now. He can wall his opponent out.
Hole? There's always a hole. No, there's not. Okay. Well, DauT. Not getting the hole he deserves there, but we'll take a fight on this hill. Viper's villagers way out of position.
Yeah, the Viper was taking some deer on the front. He was kind of trying to be greedy there and grab a couple extra resources. Those villagers definitely had meat in their pockets, that one villager who died. But Viper will push this away. He'll wall himself back in. And yeah, he's rather clever, actually, to take those extra gold piles in the back and basically wall out the gold on the front, or at least make it part of his walls. DauT did drop an archery range. Viper has dropped 2. Viper is going to archers. DauT is just now adding in a blacksmith and is going skirms. So DauT gets some scouts out early, not able to get too much done. Does snipe a villager, though. And now he'll kind of rest on his laurels for a moment and build a couple skirms.
Absolutely, and going straight into skirms here is obviously a very conscious choice. He's got villagers on gold, but he's opening with the skirms because he knows that Viper will go straight into archers here, and that's going to give him that small edge in the first engagements. Viper coming in with wheelbarrow, DauT doing the same. Viper a little bit ahead there, but DauT should have more farms, I believe. We see Viper on 6 farms, DauT on 10. We should be expecting to see a faster castle time from DauT this game. We'll have to see if that is the case. I guess it all depends on how the next few minutes go with the first engagements with these archers, if they can do any eco damage to DauT or not. DauT actually adding a second range now, and I think DauT's ahead in this one. I'm feeling DauT's position right now. I'm feeling it.
Yeah, DauT's in a good spot. He's got the skirms. He's got a second archery range coming down. He is transitioning into archers. He's still going forward. I think he's doing a good job scouting to make sure that the Viper doesn't push out from his base. And yeah, for the moment, DauT with a lot of map control. Viper will ungarrison, fletching on the way for Mr. Viper. He's got a couple spears to go along with his archers. Viper will take a hill in defense, but at least for now, the Viper playing very defensively, a little passively. For the moment, DauT with 500 food, 250 gold in the bank. Viper with 150 food, 350 gold. So maybe DauT a little closer to the castle age. DauT did grab wheelbarrow as well. Villagers are dead even at the moment.
Yeah, Viper actually using his market to buy some food. He knows his economy is not actually too great right now. And interestingly, Viper did take the gold on the left, which I'm questioning that. Like, why would you go and take the gold over there when you've got 2 safe gold mines on the right side? I guess it's kind of like, okay, well, if one side gets breached, I've got gold somewhere else. It's like a backup. It's like the same reason you'd split your lumber camps into different wood lines. But this gold on the left is super exposed to ranged units. And obviously with DauT coming in now with Castle Age, he's going to be ahead of Viper there. He's going to have crossbows out. These villagers on this gold on the left side are just asking for it.
Yeah, and DauT has scouted this mining camp. I looked at the fog of war from DauT's point of view. He knows that that camp is there. Sometimes your opponent will come and scout your gold, and they'll find out that you're on the gold in the back, for instance, and then you can kind of trick them. But DauT's obviously going to know. He's not even going to have to use palisades. He's going to know for sure that Viper's taken that gold. Viper is up to castle, but DauT is up first by about 45 seconds, I'd say. Viper adds in a stable back at home. Viper's going all the way around the horn with his group of archers, +1 damage. He's taking the long route toward DauT's base. He wants to get in through those palisades in the back.
Someone didn't tell him about the Suez Canal, but he's going to find his way around one way or another. And DauT here is actually counter-attacking as well. Now, DauT's walled up on the right side. Viper is completely walled, as we know, but DauT is well aware of this gold spot, and this is going to be his first point of attack. And Viper's going to maybe lose 1 or 2 vills here. Obviously, the wall will slow DauT down by a little bit, but we're expecting Crossbow and Bodkin to come in soon, and that will allow him to take down the palisades pretty quickly as well. Viper might even decide to come back here. And I love this. Look at this. DauT attacks the house on the front with his scouts first, so that the attack notification doesn't sound as his units on the left side attack. And that means that DauT will secure himself 3 villager kills. Really small attention to detail there. Attacking the house first, distracting Viper as he comes in on the left. Beautiful play from DauT.
Yeah, DauT able to snipe 3 vills. Kind of some unfortunate pathing from the Viper to lose that 3rd vill, but nice bit of aggression from DauT. Viper just now making his way forward to DauT's base. Castle Age is still coming for the Viper. Scale barding is on the way. DauT will have a university back at home, and he's just going to send skirmishers and a couple crossbows to deal with the Viper's army. For now, DauT is pushing on the front, and Viper doesn't have a good counter yet, but we do see 2 stables down for Mr. Viper, and right away he's going to queue up double stable knights. Playing knights, obviously, into Indian camels is not good, but if Viper can do some damage to this army from DauT, it might be worth it. DauT here will see that pretty quickly and probably respond with some camels.
I'm not sure about this, actually. I mean, even playing double stable knights into mass crossbows is not necessarily the best. I mean, it's going to be tough for Viper to do good damage here. I mean, so far, these crossbows in the back have worked great, actually. They've denied a lot, all the gold from DauT. It really messed his eco up. DauT doesn't have the best map now going into the mid-game. It's very open with all of his extra resources on the front. We'll see if DauT decides to get 2nd, 3rd TCs up or not. Viper will get his 2nd town center up now, as he is kind of pushed away on this right side. DauT not taking the best fights, though. He just needs to group his army together, trying to head Viper off here with his main group of units, as those knights come out across the map right now. Obviously, I think camels will be the immediate response, but even massed crossbows should be enough. At the moment, DauT doesn't have enough crossbows, though. What are the upgrades on these guys like?
DauT going into elite skirm, so this army is kind of sitting ducks, but Viper with just +1 defense, bloodlines in. Viper has to fight because DauT has ballistics. Viper will come in with his knights and do some damage, but both players really getting a lot in that trade. It might be a pretty equal fight at the end of all of it.
Yeah, maybe DauT will lose a lot of his units here, but these knights don't have +2 defense yet, which means that DauT's still doing good damage to the knights here. And even if DauT loses all of this remaining army, bear in mind, knights are more expensive. The KDs are going to equalize out. DauT's not going to be too far behind even still. And immediately, the camel, it's out for DauT.
Yeah, the camels are coming out. Viper's still going double stable knights for the moment, but he is keeping those archery ranges pretty busy. Crossbows for Viper have +2 damage. In the end, Viper will clean up DauT's army there. Maybe a slight advantage to Viper in that fight, but he certainly lost his share of units. DauT will knock down a part of the left side of his wall, and he will work his way out to drop a TC on the gold and wood to the left of his base.
That town center's going to go up, but I'm not feeling DauT's position at the moment, actually. I think I may have just said, okay, it's not so bad for DauT, but I'm actually not feeling this, to be honest. Viper, look at his position right now. 3 TCs up. Obviously, he's saved 15% wood on all of his buildings so far, so that even includes town centers and these stables and the ranges. He's made a bunch of knights. He's still producing 2 crossbows at a time. And he's kind of baiting DauT into going into these camels. And then, of course, his crossbows are going to be a little more effective against the camels here. Viper's going to be ahead in eco very soon. And I'm not sure if DauT is really... I don't know. We'll have to see how this fight goes. But I'm not feeling DauT's position, to be honest.
You're waffling today. You're happy for DauT, then you're worried for him. Viper will come forward with a couple of vills, maybe a siege workshop for him. We'll keep an eye on those couple of villagers. Actually, it looks like it'll be a few houses for now, but few vills coming forward from Viper. It looks like he wants to push that left-hand TC from DauT, DauT's newest town center. DauT at the moment with +2/+2 on his crossbows, maybe indicative of what he wants to do in the long run. Camels for DauT are not that beefy, just +1 defense for the moment. So he hasn't overcommitted to that just yet. Viper's knights are not numerous enough to warrant much more than this, but the Viper will go Monastery Siege Workshop on top of this hill.
Yes, and obviously with the 3 TCs behind this could be quite a big push from Viper here as well. DauT now going to come in with his camels though, and let's see how this fight goes. DauT should come out on top, I feel, since he has got the extra defense on his crossbows plus plus ballistics, and of course the camels coming in to counter the knights. But yeah, that's going to also give DauT the vision on these buildings on the... Oh, wow. Okay, I thought it was going to give him vision. He's now got the vision on the buildings of on the hill, Monastery and the Siege Workshop there. Viper's actually going to be pushed back a little bit here.
Yeah, DauT is keeping pace with the Viper on villagers. I'm not quite sure why. 2 TCs for DauT. Of course, Indians should have cheaper vills, if I remember correctly, but I'm not sure how he's keeping up with the Joneses of the Viper. Viper may be idling some TC to make a bit of a push. But the double stable knights have slowed down a lot. Viper is grabbing husbandry. He has built some more knights, but doesn't have a huge number on the map that I can find. For the most part, it is going to be this new push, which is going to include mangonels and monks for the Viper on the front.
I am impressed that Viper is actually behind in villages right now, even though he's had an extra town center for some time. DauT, maybe it's not as bad as I first thought. It looked really dicey for a minute, but now I'm starting to think actually DauT is in a strong position. I can't make my mind up today. But the fact that he's getting his 3rd town center up now, but he's got also great map control, upgrade advantage, and he's got a lot of things going for him as well. I think that DauT now is able to take any fight with the Viper in the next few minutes of game time. Viper's just trying to catch up in tech, and at the same time, DauT is still equaling him village count. So for DauT here, he's just taking this time to grab the relics. He's still got the map control, and maybe he'll look for an angle to attack. This right side could be really nice, actually, because he knows Viper's got this military build up on the left side. If he comes in on the right, well, actually, there's a lot of exposed villages over there.
Yeah, DauT's going to start to push in here. He's got a couple camels on the front, bloodlines with +1 defense, grabbing a couple vills, pushing through these walls pretty quickly. Viper doesn't have a whole lot to fall back on. He's actually going to have to panic tower up the middle of his base a little bit. Viper doesn't have a whole lot of stone. It's not as though he can drop a defensive castle. In fact, he can only afford 1 tower for the moment. DauT's going to leave, though, for some reason. I suppose he doesn't want to take a bunch of arrow fire from those TCs. DauT will turn around and go back because DauT's town center is now under fire. Viper's there with some monks, some knights, some crossbows, and some mangonels. Pretty diverse army, but it's kind of a stickman army at the moment. Viper needs to fatten this thing out a little bit. Needs to add in more monks. I'd love it if he had another monastery, but of course, resources are tight at the moment.
The upgrades are still in favor of DauT here as well. He's still got +2 defense on his crossbows. He's still got +2 defense on his camels. He can even go up to +3 since the camels get free +1 defense on their camels in the... well, that's just their bonus in the Castle Age. Well, for all camels. But anyway, DauT doesn't want to give this TC up, and it's getting quite low now. He's going to go forward with the camels. The monks from Viper are there, but DauT's coming in from the back with some crossbows as well. Doesn't want to take too much damage from the mangonels here. Focus firing them. And I feel like this is going to be DauT's fight right here. He's got so many crossbows in this military. He's got so many more military units on the map. He's going to wipe Viper. And then I think he needs to drop down a siege workshop and clean up these buildings on the left side. Or alternatively, he can go and push that hole on the right, which he made earlier on. But great fight for DauT right there. Executed very nicely. And yeah, that was lovely.
It was a great pincer. I mean, mostly crossbows coming from the south, mostly camels coming from the north. Sniped down the mangonels early. Got a ton of great value. Viper will leave with 11 military. Viper's got a couple more villagers, but he's certainly way behind in this game all of a sudden. And it just feels to be a little bit, and I hate to say this because Viper is 100 times better of a player than me, but it feels like he's not quite committing to anything. He's building double stables, and then he's building some knights, but not really pumping knights. We saw him have 3 TCs earlier than DauT, but he didn't really build more villagers than DauT when he had 3 TCs. It just seems like he's kind of a little bit reluctant to commit to any strategy at the moment. DauT taking a couple of really nice, decisive fights, and seems to be way ahead now, coming forward with a siege workshop.
I think Viper needs to get a castle. I think he needed a castle earlier on. Gabeto here would be better, in my opinion, if he went Gabeto and skirms or Gabeto and crossbow. But either way, look at that. Unbelievable. Both players going up to the Imperial Age at exactly the same time. Not a second between them. They are absolutely neck and neck in that Imperial Age upgrade. But the real story here is that Viper is 30 military behind. And there's that siege workshop I was speculating about as well from DauT. In the middle of the map, Mangonel coming out there. I'd also argue as well that Viper spent a lot of unnecessary resources on these towers. If you can avoid building these defensive towers, you'd really like to do that. Oh, look, there's DauT coming over to push this hole he made earlier on. Really kind of just fulfilling the prophecies here, almost.
Yeah, Viper is in dire straits. I guess he's thinking to go, well, he's going to go long swordsman, which is a really interesting call. Of course, his Civ gets, I believe, an armor upgrade every age. Is that correct?
Pierce armor, yeah. They can have up to +7 on their champion, on their long swords and champions, I think.
That will help a bit against his opponent, DauT, who's got quite a few crossbows. But DauT's castle is on the front. Mangonels are going to be hard to push out against for the Viper skirms. And of course, these camels should deal with the only a few long swords that the Viper should have for the moment. We'll see if Viper can pull this back, but it looks pretty dire. DauT camping out on those hills in front of Viper's base. And things might go from bad to worse here pretty quickly. Villagers dead even right now.
DauT is looking so good today. Like, he is on form. He is pushing this hill now, and he is going to try and just keep this pressure on now for the remainder of the game. Viper, of course, preparing those long swords, but it's quite a short-sighted thing, I think, because DauT can very easily take or deal with long swords here with gunpowder, for example. He has great gunpowder. He even has a unique technology which gives him an extra 1 range on his gunpowder. He can also continue to upgrade the camels, which is going to be very good versus them as well, because that's pierce armor and not melee armor. And yeah, Viper's going to push out on the left side. But yeah, DauT's going for Arbalest, and obviously that's very logical since he has a lot of crossbows. But he's going to be able to spot out these long swords and adapt to that quickly, I assume.
Interesting moment in Viper's base. He's upgrading to 2-handed swords from a barracks that just now got killed by DauT. So DauT will delay the... yeah, he will delay that. That's a kind of a long upgrade. It takes a little bit longer than you might expect. And now Viper will have to do it once again, going to 2-handed swords, arson on the way, plate mail armor on the way for Viper. But DauT able to push in and do some serious damage to Viper's economy. Still 101 vills for Viper, 105 for DauT. No major difference there. But DauT's got 4 relics. He just has to really survive 1 push from the Viper, and I think he's going to win this one easily. But that being said, Viper's ready to make that push on the west of the map.
He is coming in, and obviously these long swordsmen are impervious to arrow fire. We're looking at 5+4 damage on the town center, but 8 pierce armor. on those two-handed swordsmen, plus probably arson, which is likely to be on the way as well. DauT's doing heavy camel though, but he's just finished on the chemistry upgrade, so the hand cannons are on the way out, and so he's ready with that counter unit already here. He needs to cancel the arbalest though, really. He has to cancel these arbalest and switch into 100% hand cannon production.
Yeah, Arbs at the moment, of course, doing 10 damage, and for now, these champions have 8 defense, so not the greatest unit to deal with this. DauT adding in more archery ranges, Viper's Rams rolling in. DauT gets a defensive castle up on top of the hill to save the bulk of his economy. DauT is in full retreat to kill this. I shouldn't say retreat, but his push on the front was a very well-rounded push with lots of arbalest. He's brought pretty much everything home to deal with Viper, has gone to heavy camel, but in the meantime, the Viper hasn't quite been able to punish. Those mangonels have knocked down a town center, they've knocked down a barracks, and now he will take out a few archery ranges. Viper's eventually going to send a couple of champions here, but the damage has been done from DauT. This skeleton army of Siege has done some good damage.
I feel like DauT has absolutely got this in the bag right now. He's got hand cannon production, but, you know, I was fearing for DauT that, okay, he's just going to crumble against those champions. But these arbalest, there's so many of them already. He can basically two-shot these champs even with 8 pierce armor, and Viper really just doesn't have the numbers here. I feel like this is DauT's game to lose, and he is just going to start pushing on the left side. He's going to rally his troops as well, start branching out, building more castles, maintaining the map control. He's even got 5 relics right now. DauT is just so far ahead at this stage of the game. I'm expecting a GG to come in from Viper very soon here as DauT goes into deathmatch mode and punishes Viper here.
Yeah, DauT is starting to do what you do when you're this far ahead. He's starting to take the extra resources all over the map. He's starting to castle up those resources. So if the Viper can push this back, DauT will have a lot of resources relatively safe for the time being. But Viper will come with a capture ram push on that forward castle from DauT. DauT's going to have heavy camels in here eventually. We'll see if this castle stays up. 4 rams are in the mix. Camels, of course, not exactly the fastest unit to take down a ram, but DauT just not targeting the rams at the moment. This castle will fall.
He could repair it with these villagers, but he's took so long to send them over, the castle will fall down. He might just rebuild the castle though. If I was DauT right now, I'd probably go for some mind games and just rebuild the castle right there with all this this stone that he's stealing from underneath Viper's nose. But at the same time, Viper is making a push on the left side with his champions, and DauT's really kind of playing catch at the moment. He's trying to catch Viper. He's not really making the moves and forcing Viper to react. It's more him reacting to Viper, which is really the wrong way around when you consider that Viper has half the military of DauT at this stage of the game.
Yeah, DauT is transitioning into light cav and is starting to pump out hand cannons. He is going to rebuild the castle right on top of that hill where the last one fell. And I agree with you that that's a really great decision. Those hand cannons are not in a huge, massive number yet, but DauT will slowly get enough of them up to keep his castle up that Viper was pushing on with champions on the west of the map. Viper for now is retreating. I do think that his strategy of going into champions here is working somewhat, considering how far behind the Viper was when we got to Imperial Age. He's at least still alive, but it does look like DauT is ready to deliver the coup de grace. He's roaming into the middle of this economy with his arbalest, and he's just going to stand ground in the middle of this whole farmland and dare Viper to push him away. And I don't think Viper has anything to push him away with.
And Viper is trying to counterattack at the same time here, but the defensive castles, the hand cannons, they're quick to respond. And I think this is going to be the GG very soon. Viper, he's not going to give it up just yet, but he's not going to be able to keep going here, I feel. Not for too long. He is building barracks on the right side to try and keep sending champions into the economy of DauT. But DauT is dealing with those raids much faster and much more effectively than Viper is dealing with the raids from DauT in the back here. DauT's looking good. He's looking very good. And he just needs to keep doing what he's doing. I don't think he needs to do anything else here than just keep on pumping out the hand cannons, keep sending in the arbs to the economy, and he'll be okay.
Yeah, Viper will respond to those arbalests in the eco now with a couple champions, but DauT is starting to transition into Hussar. DauT just idled 30 farms or 20 farms here for quite some time. Viper for a while there had 36 idles. He sent them to the other side of his base and gotten them back to work, but there's no protection on that side either. So if you look at that wood line to the right especially, that's something that can be raided if the Viper doesn't wall it in somehow. DauT continuing to spam Hussar. Viper at the moment. Capped Ram not exactly getting the job done. DauT on 111 villagers will continue to castle up the map. Viper at the moment, 60 food, 300 gold in the bank. DauT has 200 food and 150 gold, but still those 5 relics for DauT.
Yeah, he actually has been pushed off the gold on the right side. He's trying to get a castle up here. That's not happening. This raiding from from Viper on the right side has actually been very, very, very good. And you see Viper on the left building an outpost here. He's looking for gold, but DauT's going to find him with these Hussar and chop those women down. But yeah, DauT still has gold income. Viper does not. DauT still has 5 relics. Viper does not. And I guess the nice thing about the champions is that they do cost very little gold. It's only 20 gold per champion. But still, even if they're cheap, if you've got no gold at all, it doesn't matter. You're still not going to be able to keep making them. So Viper here, unable to get on gold at the moment, and that is a problem, even with making cheap champions.
Yeah, we've got a brief pause. Ooh, looks like it's going to end here. Actually, I'm looking at the left of the map. DauT is going to find a couple Viper villagers. Viper was trying to TC that side to at least get one safe wood line, but DauT is immediately going to punish him, grab 6-7 vills. Viper taking the hill back in his own base, is doing a decent job to defend there, is going to try again to push down this castle from DauT. DauT is once again taking the Viper's front stone, but maybe not for long. And we'll see if the Viper can push back out of this. DauT's castle will go up to defend his economy in the north of the map. And hand cannons continue to trickle out for DauT. It would be hard for me to see DauT let this one go now that he knows what the Viper is up to with those champions. But yeah, the Viper's still got a chance here. I'm saying there's still a chance.
It's looking scary actually, because DauT did fall behind in military for a moment there. But still, I mean, Viper has got less gold in the bank here. He's going to struggle to keep making champions, and he'll have to switch away. At which point, DauT should be able to pull ahead there. But still, Viper's making a good go of this. Unfortunately, DauT has a lot of hand cannons now, so he can very easily just position a couple of hand cannons around and deal with small numbers of champions very easily. DauT's grouping his army together now on the left side. He's going to come to try and defend his castle in the middle, which has fallen for the second time this game. And I'm questioning whether or not DauT really has this in the bag or not now. I would think so, but Viper is just always able to make it look competitive, even when it's really not so easy to do so, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think it should be this close, but it feels like the Viper still has a little bit left. Like you said, though, the gold is in dire straits. He's mining some stone on the front, but I can't for the life of me find the Viper mining gold anywhere on the map. And of course, DauT has 5 relics, so DauT will take over that hill with bombard cannons, continuing to add in Hussar. He's going to make another push into the Viper's economy and do some more raiding, I suppose. But the Viper is keeping himself afloat, and he will now try to push on the right side of the map. We've seen the Viper build up a push on the left. We've seen him push up the middle, and now we'll see him push on the very far right of the map.
Yeah, but DauT's got this. I don't think Viper can hold it once he runs out of gold. Basically, he can make champions now, but they're going to be obliterated by hand cannons. And now he's forced to make skirms, which are going to be obliterated by Hussar. So DauT's getting +2 attack on the Hussar. And as those champions, the numbers dwindle, DauT's going to pull ahead there. He's got 900 gold in the bank as well, so he has got time to get some siege out, which he is doing up on the top right side with battering rams even, which is rather surprising, but cap ram should be on the way eventually as he cleans out this forward position from Viper. On the right side, he's raiding with some more units, and basically I feel like DauT has this. It's just now a matter of time until he can convince Viper the same.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I think DauT is absolutely has what it takes to take this one down. Viper's going to fight it out a little bit longer. But I'm not sure why, because he's having to sell a lot of resources to just be able to keep up production. And I don't see a good end in sight for Viper, especially as the Hussar start to roam into his eco. So it looks to me like DauT will take this game. The series will go to 6 wins for Viper, 4 wins for DauT. And if this one was ever going to turn around, it's going to turn around on something like this. It feels like DauT has had more momentum today than the Viper. He's been able to grab a couple of wins. I'm sure he'll be feeling confident when the Viper is ready to give GG here. And let me point something out on the right of the map, since I think this game is over.
Okay.
There's a lumber camp from the Viper. Do you see that
Yeah,
lumber
on that
camp on the
hill?
right side of the map? Yeah, what's up with that lumber
I
camp?
have no idea. I think he just sent that villagers there to chop the 2 stragglers. Just, yeah.
Sorry to distract
Screw
from the
these
big fight in the
stragglers
middle.
in particular. But DauT's going to build a 3rd castle on the hill now for the 3rd time tonight. But it's GG from Viper. And I think we've been saying it for a while. Like, we felt like DauT has been ahead for at least the last 30 minutes. Or, well, maybe 20, 25 minutes. But Viper really managed to look like he had, he was able to rally, looked like he was able to have a shot at bringing it back. But DauT shut that down, and ultimately he gets another victory. That's 3 victories for DauT today. Very, very well done so far, bringing the scoreline to 6-4, like you said. And that's starting to look very close.
Yeah, absolutely. DauT looks like he's ready to have a very positive day today. We don't know how many games they're going to play exactly, but it does look like DauT will be closer to equal, or maybe even equal to the Viper by the end of the day. But he's got to keep this up, of course. Viper probably wants to pull an ace out of his pocket if he has one, because he needs a win to kind of turn the momentum around a little bit here. Just looking quickly at the relic gold for DauT was about 3,400 extra gold for DauT, having those 5 relics. Very nice game. I'll update the score, and I'll probably put you on mute so you can chat with your homeboys there on the channel.
My hombres.
That sounds good to you?
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, man.
DauT basically there with 3,000 extra gold collected, and that came entirely from relic gold. So very, very nice for him to grab the relics, take the map control in the castle age. 5 castles from DauT as well, 0 castles from Viper. I think he was selling all of that stone even, if he was even taking stone, because actually I think he was denied his stone for a long time.
Yeah, lots of market abuse from Viper, which of course is good in short spurts, but in the long run doesn't really pay off. But GG, and I'll see you in a moment in the next game.
Okay. All right, I'm going to mute myself on TeamSpeak here so I can chat with you guys.